Patrick, we appreciate you being with us after making the trip back from UCLA. Now, we've got our feelings on how your opener against UCLA went, but you told us last week, Coach, that you wanted them to play well and you wanted them to execute. How do you feel your squad did against the number 7th ranked team in the country?
Look, thanks for having me on the show again. I felt like we competed. I thought we competed and laid it on the line. Maybe the execution on offense wasn't the way I wanted it to be. I think UCLA did a good job after I thought we surprised them early on the first probably 8 minutes of the game. They turned up the heat in the second half, and we didn't take care of the ball the way I wanted them to. But I thought for the most part, we competed from start to finish.
Now, I will say this. I'm going to get back to the game. But you know how we do here on D-Lo and KC. Coach, we always checking on, on what the attire is, what's going on. I've been an advocate. I've been very upset with the NBA, with college basketball, and them allowing these coaches and look, I understand sometimes you're going to be comfortable, but they be in their sweats and the shooting shirt and stuff. I'm like, look, man, I come from the era where Pat Riley had the $3,000 Armani suit on. Like, that's what I wanted to see. And I saw Coach Patrick on Monday night, nice little blazer, nice little button up. He's looking real smooth. I appreciated that, Coach. I did. I appreciated that.
No, look, I told my staff we're going to open the night. We're going to wear suits, and two, out of respect to Coach Wooden and all the legacy at UCLA, I didn't want us to go out there and come out there half stepping. So one that at least represent the city and pay respect, to UCLA and all the tradition there.
That wasn't a regular blazer either.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't a regular blazer. That's not just one you go, oh, I'm gonna get this one. No, that was a special.
He didn't go to Burlington.
No,
he didn't go to Burlington for that one. No,
not for that one. Not for that one. I don't have too much green and gold in my class. That was my first month check right there.
You look good though, Coach. You look good. And I thought, much like Damian said, I thought the team looked good. I thought they performed really well. There was a rough stretch in there that kind of allowed UCLA to open the game up, but that's really kind of it. Like a lot of the other times you played them even or close to it or preparing to put yourself in a position to be close late. I thought they played pretty well. I know there's obviously a lot of different things that you went over the tape and saw, like, hey, we can do this better. We can be better here, things of that nature. But I thought it was a solid performance.
Look, for me, you've been in practice, so the rebounding is like key to me, and UCLA is a top 5 team in the country rebounding. So to be able to out rebound that team, to be able to get 16 offensive rebounds against them, for my guys, when I go back and look at the box score, it's like, okay, you competed, you did what I've asked you to do. Now we can go back and fine tune because we can't, emulate the pressure that they put on us in practice. Because Tiger Campbell, Jaime Jaquez, two All-Americans, the kid Clark. The way he guards defensively, it's just hard to simulate that in practice. And so there's some stuff now we can go back to the drawing board and say, if we're ever blessed enough to be in that situation again to play a UCLA type, now we're prepared for it. Because that environment, the opening night, that's hard to prepare for in the nest than going down there to Paulie and seeing it up close and personal.
Yeah. Was there a wide-eyed moment for your squad when they took the floor that night? I mean, Bill Walton was on the call. Like it felt like it felt like a big deal even for us watching on TV.
Look, I think it was. The one thing I would say is I thought we started off the game well. Usually you're in a hole to start the game. I think we matched their physicality to start the game. We had the fortunate of Bill Walton speaking to the team before the practice on Sunday. So we had a chance to speak to them and kind of tell them his legacy and his time at UCLA. So that kind of helped. And, you guys are getting to know me, but, I wanted them to go out there and play loose. Obviously play with the edge, but play loose. I tried to make the environment. It's already high intensity in there. I wanted them to be out there loose and play hard. So I was pleased the way we came out. Just wasn't pleased the way we probably dipped there for about that 20-0 run.
They just fell in love with the number 16. They were like, "Oh man, I love this girl. I ain't never gonna leave her. This number 16. He's gonna stay around here for a while."
It's stuck on 16.
Who you telling, man? For a minute, man. For a minute. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, how was Bill Walton, man? I'm a Bill Walton fan. I think he's hilarious on the broadcast. Obviously, one of the great players in the history of college basketball. And I thought it was pretty cool. I know he works for the Pac-12 network. But he's a UCLA guy, but it seemed like he took the time out to have some words for Sac State. I thought that was pretty cool. How'd that come about?
I think it was awesome, man. And you guys are in the media, like the research he does at his age. He called me and spoke to me for an hour, like 2 weeks ago, to get my background and get our team's background. He then came and spent another 20 minutes with me the night before the game, and then spent time with the team. So he got to know each player, got to know everyone's story, and somehow he was able to remember it by writing it down. He's writing it down with a calligraphy pen. People don't even know what that is anymore. His notes, you know what I'm saying? So my hat's off to him at his age to be able to pour into the game like he did. I think was great for us and great for the university.
Coach, is easy for you guys? I mean, how long do you focus on the UCLA game? I mean, you're back on the floor on Saturday. How much time do you spend on what happened before you start moving forward?
Look, we'll spend some more time today, this afternoon, and kind of whether we win or lose, we call it get better. Like whether you win or lose, I think there's lessons to learn out of every game, out of every practice. So we'll do our get better film today, kind of close that chapter on UCLA, and then focus on UC San Diego, which is Saturday. But we won't get behind this game until about 5:30 today. Then they can move on to UCSD because we got to learn, and get better.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, just to let you know, I've been doing some advanced scouting. You know what I'm saying? I was watching Seattle on UC San Diego. You know what I'm saying? This guy Pope, he can play a little bit, but I think if you trap him on the pick and rolls, you can slow him down a little bit. I got you, Coach. Don't worry. I watch all
He's
these
actually
games.
telling.
I watch all these
he's
games.
over there
Coach.
watching these games.
You on it, man. If we can make a couple threes now, we may have to go out there and shoot some threes because usually we make shots, man. We were 2 for 18. I'm going insane how we couldn't make any shots.
Yeah. Do you set many goals? Just like, hey, you talked about get better. Do you set a goal like, all right, here's what we need to do better on Saturday, and we start to do more of these things better, we'll be in the place that we want to be as the season progresses?
For sure. Like our game goals are the same, so I'm not giving away secrets. Like we want to out rebound every team by 5 or more rebounds, which we did against UCLA. We want to have 12 or less turnovers, where we had 21 against UCLA. So that's a no. We want to shoot more free throws or make more free throws than the other team attempts. We did that against UCLA. We made 17, they made 9. So there's some goals that we set, and they're attainable goals rather than say, give them all the stats. They're all attainable goals. And then I'll go back and show them on film where here are the turnovers, here are the bad shots, and here's how we got to clean it up. And I think if there's a consistent message, then obviously it'll reign true as the season wears on.
Hey, Coach, how did it feel for you and for the players to finally get out there and get the season started? It's been a long, training camp and getting ready. And, sometimes I know in July and August, it's like, man, the season, November, that's a long time away. And then you're like the night before, like, oh, snap, we're finally here. We're playing games. I bet there was a sense of excitement to finally get the season underway from both you and the players.
I think definitely, especially with this group, got so many transfers, new guys. I'm a new coach. I have a new staff. Like they're getting to know me in game, like how I act in games. Some of them have come from programs where the coach may be on them all the time. I'm typically not that way. I have my way of getting at them. My staff don't know how to interact with me on the bench yet. So there's a lot of learning that goes on. So I think to finally get that game under our belt was great. I think the guys are sick of my voice going against each other every day in practice. So to go out and see what works, what doesn't work under the bright lights and with fans, I think was a blessing and something we look forward to doing a lot more of.
Coach, we know that these visits with us were a lot easier before you started playing games, man. So we appreciate you carving out time for us after the big debut against UCLA. One more quick question before you go. This one about Mike Brown, though, because I think you know Mike a little bit better than we do. And Kenny and I have been talking about this the last couple of days. Could Mike get mad, like just flip a table over? Like, does Mike have that in him? Because he's hey, refs screwed us again. He's very calm in his message that he's frustrated, but he's very calm in delivering it. Could he throw the remote control? Could he get upset?
He can. He can use some 5-letter words, man. You know what I'm saying? So if he needs to, he does. But I kind of emulate some of it. I think if you yell all the time, then I think it doesn't get the message across. Mike has a very good way of poison and getting his points in. Even when I watch him at practice, he gets on them. But I think it's from a calming presence, and then when he does raise that voice, they know what time it is. So I think that's the beauty of having him. You know, they got such a young team. I think he's got a different team. So I think the way he approaches this team and this whole new environment's got to be different for him.
Hey, Coach, how would you approach that situation? Where you feel you're getting the short end of the stick from the refs, but you don't want to like go crazy on them because then you might really not get the calls. But you got to let them know, like, hey, this has to change up a little bit. Like, is it usually like situation to situation? You just kind of feel how you're going to react to it, or do you have like a method to how you go about messing with the refs?
I think I know I think how Mike would do it when you're the Kings where they are at the moment, when you're Sacramento State where we are at the moment, you already know you're not getting the respect, and so your team knows that you got to go out there and earn it. And I think my little time with Mike, I think he's obviously relayed that to his team, and I've done that to mine. But I think you got to go up there and whisper to him in the ear, like, dude, we are pretty good, man. This ain't the old Sac State, or the old Sacramento Kings. It's a new regime in town, so give us some respect. But I think you got to whisper that to the ref. If you go out there and put your hand up and stomp on the ground, like that ain't working. Not in this day and age.
I got you.
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna
not yet
on this one.
Not yet.
But as soon as that gangster hit, you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do.
I've got one tech in my coaching career. I got one tech, and I ran out the half court to get it. So I made sure I got it. You knew. Like hit you with, I knew because they hit you with, "Oh, you such a nice guy." No, I ain't, man. Get up as nice guy stuff. We go. Yeah. So yeah.
Strategic.
I'm ashamed to say I got mine a couple months ago. Coach, I coach 10-year-olds. I got one.
You can't get coaching 10-year-olds, man.
The ref was tripping, bro. That wasn't even me. Man. That was the ref. I didn't use no language, nothing. He was tripping, and he was wrong.
Stubborn coach. Coach, man, we appreciate you to no end. Good luck this weekend. We'll be excited. I think you got 2 games before the next time we talk to you. So hopefully you see that progression that you're hoping for.
For sure, man. Today's signing date. So hopefully next time we talk, we'll have some big key commitments to our program.
That's what's up. We got our eyes peeled. Man. We got the Twitter. We got
check
you guys
in, man. Check in.
Look at this smirk on
Check
in.
Man. Check in. I can't comment legally yet, but check in.
Hey, we'll tap in and report it as soon as it's legal. We appreciate you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
All right. Later.